Here. God damn it.
Hey!
This is the part you bit out of.
Alright.
That's a lot of ice cream.
Wow.
That's so big.
Can you
Wait,
make
waiter,
that more
waiter,
popular?
there's a hair in his cake?
James. There's a hair in his cake?
Yeah, it's the beard.
That's why, James, you got 12 hours. Make
Did
an
you ever
effort.
see that episode of Perfect Strangers where they fought over how to cut a wheel of cheese? You're bulky this time.
Fun fact, I've never seen an episode of Perfect Strangers.
I don't think you're missing much from what I remember.
So I also guessed in the hallway that that was the same cake as your wedding cake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, my favorite part about that was everyone thought there was only one small wedding cake that you cut.
I know.
And then nobody ate the cake because everyone was just like, I don't want to be polite. And then so the next day, James came to the moon base with just like,
Ice cream.
ice cream cakes.
Okay.
Everyone eat this.
So yeah, like
So we destroyed it.
So we had 3 sheet cakes. One was put out, and half of it was eaten. So we left the other half for like the staff at the hotel, and they were super excited to receive it. They left the other 2 in the freezer for overnight. So yeah, James brought a whole sheet cake to the moon base the next day.
Ben to Ben's cake does as I
And
said.
we took one home and proceeded to eat it until we hated ourselves. And yeah.
You didn't keep the top of your cake?
We didn't have a top of a cake.
Oh, okay. I mean, the very top level.
We didn't have one. It was, yeah, like, so the round cake was what we cut, and then we
Right.
just had sheet cakes
I
that
see.
they put out. But now we can go to Dairy Queen anytime we please if we want to relive the magicalness of our wedding cake.
Because there's that tradition of you keep the top layer of your cake and you eat it on your first year anniversary.
Oh, and I've heard it, you serve it at your
Can
baby
you put this in
shower.
the freezer?
Ah, neat.
Which
No,
is even creepier.
My
Put it in the
my
freezer,
parents,
please.
who have been married for almost 40 years,
Ew,
actually
gross.
over 40 years,
Still have it?
still have theirs.
Oh.
Guess what I'm doing to them on their 50th?
Making them eat it?
Yes, because I want my inheritance sooner than later.
Figure it'll kill him dead.
If you want cake, come get cake.
I can't eat that cake.
You can eat a little bit of the
I
cake.
can't eat that cake.
He's here for Zeta. Please don't.
I have a terrible experience with
If you're pulling
Ugh.
some more
the ice
Yes,
used to be
there's-
great, and now it's not for me. But
And I can't leave until somebody replaces me.
my
You're not
so
on shift. What? You're not on this shift.
I love like this is so.
No pilots in the
My
co-pilot
wedding was
seat.
about 50 people, and the I'll just come over here. My wedding was about 50 people, and so when I was buying the cake for that, I was like, okay, this is what we want. We want something like this. Like, can you give us some cool ideas? And people I was talking to who were making cakes, she's like, oh, I got this idea. We'll do one where it's like they're all cut on an angle and they're all like arranged. I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, we should totally do that. Okay, we'll do that. And I'm like, it only has to serve 50 people. It doesn't have to be huge, right? And I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, not a problem. It'll be $450. I'm like, great. It's going to look good. You put all the things on it we want. So they show up. This cake is this big
Yep.
and this big around. And I'm like, oh, well, it must be really like light and moist and fluffy and whatever, because 50 people, right? You know, that kind of thing. And so they show up and they put it on the table. And then as they're leaving, I overhear them say, we should probably go now before that thing falls over. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Because we aren't cutting the cake until like after supper, obviously.
Right.
And I'm just like, this is like 10 in the morning, this is better, we better be able to make this and whatever. And we cut into it, and it was dense all the way through. And everyone ate the top layer, which was this big around. That's all the cake we served. I had 2 massive layers of cake left. I have a video of me dumping an entire layer of cake that I paid $450 for into the garbage.
Weddings are a scam.
Hence why we picked ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. The 4 cakes, $115.
Nice.
I've seen a lot of friends.
Sorry,
doing,
engineering.
Either cupcakes
Yeah.
or cake pops.
It's okay.
Like
We're eating cake. We're not really paying attention.
No, yeah, my microphone fell off and I was afraid it hurt your ears.
Hey, no